Bakura versus Marik, the unofficial duel of Battle City. Honestly, we don't get villain versus villain duels anywhere near enough, and when they happen, they're always a treat. However, spoilers, Bakura loses the duel after a tidal wave of misplays and shenanigans, which cause him to throw the duel in the final minutes. There's a few things to keep in mind with this duel. Bakura has good Marik on his side to offer him advice about the Winged Dragon of Ra and evil Marik's deck. However, Marik has changed his deck, and good Marik doesn't know the full effects of the Winged Dragon of Ra, since the Millennium Rod never truly opened itself up to good Marik, only to evil Marik. Also, since Bakura was unconscious during Mai's duel, he missed out on seeing Ra and Marik in action. Marik also reveals he knows all about Bakura's deck, which to Bakura means, okay then, I won't use my main wing condition, Destiny board, and I'll just sack that off like immediately in the duel, even though I'm going to draw it on the first turn. This duel, honestly, is really frustrating. You'll know why once we get through it all, but I think it's worth looking at and seeing if Bakura really should have lost this duel, or if he really overthought his strategy and ended up throwing as a result. We won't know unless we jump into the duel. The duel begins and Bakura goes first. He draws, and his opening hand consists of Goblin Zombie, Gurnia, Exchange, Multiple Destruction, Destiny Board, and Fearful Earthbound. Bakura starts by setting his Fearful Earthbound trap face down, but not before revealing out loud it's a powerful trap. He summons his Goblin Zombie into attack, and then ends his turn. Why did he summon his weak monster into attack? Well, because he's baiting Marik into attacking it so he can use his face down trap, which to me always seems like wacky logic in the anime. When do people never not attack in the anime? They always attack unless it's for like plot reasons or something like that. So I don't know, it seems like a waste of life points to me. Just summon it in defense. Marik would have attacked it anyway, you might as well. But there's a better question to be asking. Why did Bakura not set Destiny board face down, or you know, any of his other cards face down? Maybe he could have set everything and even used Exchange on this first turn to peek at Marik's hand and take anything spicy that he might have had. For example, he could have taken Remove Trap, which ironically is going to be the only back row removal Marik is going to have for the rest of this duel, which means had he set Destiny board face down on this turn, used Exchange, he would never been able to remove it. And even if he didn't take it, use the Exchange play because he still wants to take Winged Dragon of Ra later in the duel, he could have just put it face down anyway. Destiny board because he's going to put another trap face down. Marik's going to remove that trap, and it was unlikely he was going to get rid of the other one. So let's see how not setting Destiny board on the first turn will impact the rest of the duel. It's Marik's turn, and he draws. His opening hand consists of Drallago, Melkid the Four-Faced Beast, Black Pendant, the Mask of Remnants, Jam Defender, and Remove Trap. Marik starts by setting his Remove Trap face down, which thanks to Battle City rules, when you set a normal spell face down, it becomes a quick play spell for that battle phase and your next turn. So it is now technically a live face down quick play card. Yes, Battle City is wacky, but it doesn't matter. Marik summons his Drallago into attack. He enters his battle phase and attacks Goblin Zombie. In response, Bakura activates his set trap, Fearful Earthbound. Bro, why are you surprised? He literally told you it was a trap, and you've set Remove Trap face down. Due to this card's effect, every time Marik attacks for the rest of the duel, he will take 500 damage. However, before Marik can take any damage, he activates his set Remove Trap to destroy it. Because of this, the effect fizzles. Bakura's Goblin Zombie is destroyed. Bakura takes the first damage of the duel. Marik ends his turn. Fun fact, had Bakura set Destiny board face down on his first turn, he could have activated it here. The end phase occurs of the opponent. He can now play Spirit Message I on his side of the field, so now he would have the letter F and the letter I. Don't worry, I'll keep you updated on these. It's Bakura's turn, and he draws Spirit Message I. A completely useless card that we just talked about in our hypothetical he wouldn't have drawn because his Destiny board would have placed it on the field, so he would have drawn something completely different. Never mind. It doesn't matter. For now. Bakura sets his exchange and multiple destruction face down. He summons his Gurnia into defense and then ends his turn. It's back to Marik, and he draws Card of Sanctity. Without hesitation, he activates it straight away. Why do people keep doing this? Card of Sanctity lets you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. Put some stuff on the field. Draw more cards. Why not? He could have summoned his Melkid to the field at the very least. He could have equipped it with his Black Pendant. That's 2 cards out of his hand. He could have set the other ones. Doesn't really matter, but regardless. Thanks to the effect of Card of Sanctity, both players draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. Marik draws 2 new cards. He gets 2 mysterious cards that aren't the Winged Dragon of Ra. Bakura draws 4 new cards. He gets Headless Knight, Earl of Demise, and 2 mysterious cards. All these mysterious cards, they don't matter, because Bakura, despite having 6 cards in his hand right now, decides he would rather have 5, and so activates his set trap, Multiple Destruction. This card forces both players, while they have 3 or more cards in their hand, to discard their entire hands, and then draw 5 new cards. However, Bakura takes 100 damage for each card he discards. Now, the reason Bakura is doing this is because obviously he wants Marik to get the Winged Dragon of Ra into his hand so he can activate Exchange. How will he know he gets the Winged Dragon of Ra into his hand? He can just tell somehow, which I think is kind of funny. It's not a great plan, but it's not a terrible plan, but it's fine. Marik discards his entire hand and draws 5 new cards. He gets Joyful Doom, Makiora the Destructor, Rope of Life, Card of Last Will, and Pot of Greed. Bakura discards his entire hand and draws 5 new cards. He gets the Portrait Secret, Dark Designator, Monster Reborn, Spirit Message N, and Premature Burial. Bakura takes 600 damage since he discarded 6 cards. Marik sets Joyful Doom face down and ends his turn. Why didn't he summon Makiora? Why didn't he activate Pot of Greed? Well, to be fair with the Pot of Greed thing, obviously he doesn't want to draw into the Winged Dragon of Ra now when Bakura's like gunning for it. So he's like, alright, I'll hold on to Pot of Greed. I'll keep this until later, until Bakura's not after my Winged Dragon of Ra anymore. Fun fact, he'll never activate Pot of Greed for the rest of this duel, even when Bakura gets the Winged Dragon of Ra. That's nutty to me, but sure. But I will say, not summoning Makiora, setting Rope of Life, or even Card of Last Will, you might as well have. Also, fun fact, had Bakura set that Destiny board on the first turn, he would now have, during this end phase, the 3rd letter, F, I, and N. It's Bakura's turn, and he draws Puppet Master. With all the pieces in place, Bakura tributes his Gurnia to summon Puppet Master. Thanks to its effect, since it was tribute summoned, Bakura can pay 1000 life points. Now he can special summon 3 monsters in his grave, however, the monsters summoned can't attack for the rest of the turn. He summons Headless Knight, Goblin Zombie, and the Earl of Demise. Bakura then activates Dark Designator, which lets him declare a card's name, and if it's in the opponent's deck, they must add it to their hand. Bakura declares the Winged Dragon of Ra. Marik adds it to his hand. Bakura follows this all up by activating his set spell, Exchange. Now, both players reveal their hands to each other and take 1 card from each other. Bakura obviously takes the Winged Dragon of Ra from Marik. Marik takes Monster Reborn from Bakura's hand. Since Bakura has already summoned this turn and none of his monsters can attack, he ends his turn here. Part of me really wishes that Bakura had just set that Monster Reborn face down. He even acknowledges, oh my goodness, he's taken such a powerful card, but it's no worries, I've got his Ra. Just set it face down. There must be some secret rule in Yu-Gi-Oh! I know there's like a manga rule where you can only have like 6 cards on the field at a time or something like that. There must be something wacky that I don't know about, why people aren't just setting all their cards face down or anything like that, because it's a bit weird. It's Marik's turn, and he draws Vengeful Bog Spirit. He activates it. Now, monsters on the field can't attack the turn they are summoned. Yet again, despite having Makiora in his hand and Drillago still out on the field, Marik just ends his turn here. Now you might be thinking, actually that kind of makes sense. He wants Bakura to get out the Winged Dragon of Ra because he's got a face down trap that's going to help him out a little bit later. So he doesn't want to remove any of Bakura's tribute fodder, so he doesn't want to interrupt that. That's clever, right? No, because if Marik didn't activate Bog Spirit straight away, let's just say he summoned Makioria, entered his battle phase, attacked Puppet Master, and then attacked Goblin Zombie, well, they're both in attack position. One of them's got 0 attack, and the other one's got like next to no attack. And had both of these attacks gone through with Bakura only having 1900 life points, well, you'd have lost the duel. And if you're saying at home, how did you know those monsters were in attack position? Because we see the monsters later on the duel disc and they're in attack position, and Bakura later in the duel even switches his monster into defense, so we know for sure they're all in attack. Now obviously, Bakura could have avoided all this by just summoning all those monsters into defense, but we can't let carelessness go away unscathed here. He thought he would be fine summoning all his monsters into attack. He wasn't, so he should have been punished, and he wasn't punished, and it's really annoying. Huge misplay to Marik, huge misplay to Bakura. You're both dueling terribly. In fact, speaking of bad plays, had Bakura set that Destiny board face down on the first turn, right now he would now have letters F, I, N, and A on the field. Only one letter left. Will he be able to do it? Let's find out. It's Bakura's turn, and he draws Dark Necrofear. Bakura tributes his Headless Knight, Goblin Zombie, and Earl of Demise to summon the Winged Dragon of Ra. However, Marik was ready for this. He activates his set trap, Joyful Doom. This card can only be activated when an opponent would tribute summon a monster. The attack of the tributed monsters are treated as 0. Then Marik gains life points equal to the attack the monsters lost. All of the monsters' attack drop to 0, and Marik gains a whopping 4,550 life points. Since Ra's attack and defense are determined by the combined attack or defense of its materials, Ra is summoned with no attack points. With 2 monsters on the field with 0 attack, Bakura switches Puppet Master and the Winged Dragon of Ra into defense and ends his turn. I'm sorry, excuse me, did Bakura just switch a monster he summoned to the field into defense on the same turn it was summoned? How the hell did he do that? And you might be asking, why didn't good Marik tell Bakura about Phoenix mode or life point transfer with Ra? Well, that's because good Marik doesn't know anything about that. Apparently, the Millennium Rod didn't reveal the full secrets of the hieratic text on the card or something like that. But then your second question might be, why didn't Bakura special summon his Dark Necrofear and then premature burial his Earl of Demise in the grave to the field? No idea. He can't attack with those monsters because of Vengeful Bog Spirit, but he would have monsters on the field ready for next turn to declare an attack. I'm sure that won't be a big issue. And alternatively, why didn't Bakura just not summon Ra? Ra couldn't have attacked anyway because of Vengeful Bog Spirit. Marik only had Joyful Doom face down and Dralago on the field in attack. Why not attack Dralago with Earl of Demise, then attack directly with the 2 other monsters? That's 400, 1450, then 1100 damage. That's 2,950 damage. That's a chunky bit of damage to do. It's lucky that Marik has Vengeful Bog Spirit on the field as well, because Bakura also could have normal summoned his Portrait Secret in his hand, and then he could have attacked directly with that final attack and gone for game. But because of Bog Spirit, he can't do that. Basically, this turn was a cascade of bad decisions that is definitely going to cost Bakura the duel. It's Marik's turn, and he draws Holding Legs. Marik immediately enters his battle phase and uses Dralago to attack and destroy Puppet Master. Marik ends his turn. I would just like to say it's bothering me how Marik's doing nothing with a fistful of cards. He's got Pot of Greed in his hand. I wish he'd use it. And here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. Fun facts. Had Bakura set Destiny board face down on the field, he would now have Destiny letter F, I, N, A, and L, meaning he would have won the duel right here. Zones were never overly occupied, so placing them was never an issue throughout the duel. Marik's only way of removing them was the remove trap he had on the first turn. Unfortunately, he used it on a different trap. The card Holding Legs, currently in his hand, when summoned, bounces all set spells and traps back to the hand, meaning it would have no effect on the Destiny board cards. What I'm trying to say is Bakura's decision to abandon his main win condition, or alternate win condition, whatever you want to call it, and focus on a different win condition when he could have had 2 win conditions going at the same time. Marik would be under pressure, they had to deal with both. He would have won. And I understand his logic. Oh, my opponent knows how to deal with this card, so I probably shouldn't rely on this strategy. But the opponent needs to also deal with the strategy anyway. He needs to get the card to... He needs to draw the out, basically. So this really annoyed me because I really like Destiny board. And I'd like to have seen it win once, you know? Would have been cool. It's Bakura's turn, and the penultimate turn of the duel. He draws and gets Dark Ruler. Believing Ra is absolutely useless on the field, he tributes it to summon his Dark Ruler. No, Marik's got Monster Reborn, you know he has. I know you think it's useless, but just... You had a 3,000 plus defense point monster on your field in defense. That is unaffected by almost anything. It can only be affected by spells for 1 turn. Can't be affected by traps at all. Just leave it on the field. Why? Bakura banishes his Gurnia, Headless Knight, and Puppet Master in his grave to special summon Dark Necrophere. He then activates Premature Burial, paying 800 life points to revive his Earl of Demise in attack position. Since Vengeful Bog Spirit prevents monsters from attacking the turn they are summoned, Bakura ends his turn here, ready to attack on the next turn. However, I just want to remind everyone, he could have done this on the last turn, get himself set up ready for the next turn, because he knew Vengeful Bog Spirit was on the field and he wouldn't be able to attack this turn, but he could have got them all out on the last turn. So many mistakes. It's Marik's turn, and the final turn of the duel. He draws and gets a mysterious card. What do you think this mysterious card is? Let me know in the comment section below. Marik activates Monster Reborn to bring back the Winged Dragon of Ra. Since it was special summoned, it has 0 attack. Also, due to God card immunity, spell cards only affect them for 1 turn, so Ra will go to the grave during the end phase. No problem for Marik, however, as he is planning to go for an OTK, which I just want to point out, Marik refers to this as an OTK. The episode's even called 1 turn kill. That's not what a 1 turn kill is. We are literally 10 turns into the duel and Bakura's got like 1100 life points left. Can we really call that an OTK? I don't think we can. Anyway, Marik reveals the secret effect of Ra, known as point-to-point transfer. This lets him turn all of his life points but 1 into attack points for Ra. Marik pays all of his life points to increase its attack and defense. Now, you might be thinking, but wait a minute, Vengeful Bog Spirit, he hasn't thought about this. Ra will be effective for that for 1 turn, meaning he can't attack, so he'll have to go to the graveyard. Well, that would work any other time. But apparently, the Winged Dragon of Ra's got another secret ability called Instant Attack, which I thought was only available during the Phoenix mode, but apparently you can do it in this mode as well. Thanks to this ability, it allows Ra to attack every monster the opponent controls once each. And so, the Winged Dragon of Ra attacks and destroys all of Bakura's attack position monsters. Bakura's life points drop down to 0, and Marik wins the duel. Bet Bakura wished he'd summoned his monsters into defense mode there. Well, he didn't. What did I think of this duel? I think this might have been the most misplay heavy plot derivative kind of duel I have seen throughout the entire series. I don't know if this duel actually happened in the manga or anything like that. I don't keep up with the manga. So it just feels like just wackiness, just absolute wackiness in this duel. Honestly, I think Bakura was robbed of the win. He had a lot of opportunities to really take advantage in this duel and just didn't do them, and not relying on the Destiny board card, well, we know already that was a huge mistake. But to answer the question I posed at the start of the video, yes, Bakura technically could have won this duel. Want to see a hypothetical video of what if Joey had the Winged Dragon of Ra? Or how about a video like this one right here? I don't know what it is.
you can watch it if you fancy. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you later.